Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Brahma Merascha Parantakare. Banushashi Bhamisito. Buddhasha Gurusha Shukra. Shani Rahu Keteva. Sarve Graha Shantikara Bhavantu. Om. Greetings and welcome to another episode of KozmicKev100. This one is for December 9th through the 15th, 2022. Now looking at the sky today, what do we got going on? Well, we've got a waning moon in the sign of Cancer, constellation of Gemini. If we're looking in the sky, what part of Gemini would we find the moon? Well, I'd say it's in a lunar mansion known as Ardra. And Ardra is ruled by the north node of the moon. And Ardra is the teardrop or the jewel. And Ardra is symbolic of the monsoon season in the northern hemisphere, usually beginning in like late June. And Ardra, it's ruled by Rudra, who's the storm god. You know, so if we're having storms right now, wherever you live, you know, today, Rudra is active. You know, Rudra is bringing the storms, and they can be quite fierce sometimes. And so the North Node is searching to be innovated. Mercury, that rules Gemini, seeks to be intelligent. But when things fall apart, sometimes all we can do is have a good cry. Now, in the Vedic Indian astrology of Jyotish, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius are signs, rishis, that deal with karma, you know, but they're not the same time of year as the tropical zodiac. Gemini is like the 16th of June to like the 16th of July. And so Libra is like the 16th of October to the 15th, 16th of November. 16th of November, 16th December, 15th, 16th of December would be Scorpio. So, you know, that, and Aquarius would be more like the 11th or 12th of February to the, you know, 11th, 12th of March. So it's a different, we're dealing with different stuff here, but there is an overlap because air signs in Vedic astrology are about connection. They're about emotion. And so we see that in Ardra. Ardra partners well with Mula, the opposite sign, which is the Ketu ruled or South Node ruled moon in Sagittarius in the sidereal zodiac. So we'll get that one with the next new moon. And because they know about disasters, and they actually, together, they work out through their disasters saintly qualities, you know, and so bringing out saintly qualities from Ardra in this time, and letting that gem or jewel shine out, because, you know, that emotion of what's happened in the difficulty, we want that love and that generosity and that support to pour out to make things less yucky. Now, in you know, Western tropical astrology, moon's in the sign of Cancer. I mean, isn't that like the Care Bear sign? Yeah, it is the Care Bear sign. You know, it's caring, and it's also about history. It's about being patriotic, having a sense of family, a sense of clan. You know, there's some tribalism. Sometimes it's important. You know, it's important to gather with people who are like-minded and bring out the best. But I mean, even when you're in like your own tribe of people, there's always going to be these differences you start seeing. People always are taking on different kinds of roles. So, I mean, in our comfort here for today and tomorrow, we've got Moon in Cancer. And we're testing out the boundaries of how we feel, you know, because I feel is the key phrase for Cancer. Now, of course, Sun is in This is the last week the sun's in sidereal Scorpio, or Vedic or Jyotish, East Indian Scorpio. In Western Sagittarius, we've got 2 weeks more, Sagittarius, a little more than 2 weeks. Okay. Sagittarius is I visualize and I see. So we want to approach this thing with just better vision, better seeing, better, broader vision, and open-mindedness. Sagittarius is an unusual combination of open-mindedness and opinionatedness, so people show opinions. That happens. Anyhow, we're going to go. I encourage you to like, share, subscribe. I want to thank Rebecca for her comments, and these other folks that have commented to me. I just want to, thank you for that and acknowledge you. So yeah, that was, I love it. So thank you, Charlene. Thank you, Grateful One. And thank you, NM, and everyone else who's commented. If I miss you, I'm sorry. I need to write these things down just because, as you know, I care. I usually respond to your comments with at least a like or a heart. And here we go. So Aries, we've got ourselves this Mars in the 3rd house. So exploring our environments, where we can go, who we know, our relationship with our siblings. Is it harmonious? Is it conflict? How are we different from our siblings? Mars is sort of like a differentiating planet. It really goes to the beat of its own drum. It's on a 2-year cycle. Mars takes 2 years to go through all the signs of the zodiac. So things kind of happen in 2-year cycles. Cancer kind of brings you introspective. It's like for Aries, it might feel like kind of a stay-home weekend. I mean, Moon will go into Leo on Sunday afternoon. You might want to break out then, depending on what the weather is and how things are going. But this might be a more introspect time. Might be a time you just want to stay home and bake cookies. That's a very Cancer-like thing to do. But I'm sure, come Monday and Tuesday, you'll be a little bit more amped up for the day. You'll be motivated for the things you've got to do. You're working with broad vision. You're working with travel, education, higher aspirations, a higher philosophy of living. It's also a house that can bring generosity to others, where you're benefiting others, where you act a little more Jupiter-like and are more giving. So all of that sounds great. Okay. All right. Also, I wanted to say about you is that, with Venus moving into Capricorn this week, you can put more beauty at the workplace, transform your workplace. There we are. Let's go to Taurus now. So, greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. Challenges. I mean, there's something that we all have. We all go through challenges, and we go through transformation. And you might not normally, Taurus is pretty earthy. They're the kind of people that say, oh, I don't need that horoscope stuff. There might be someone sitting next to you, it's a Taurus that just said that. Or like, oh my gosh, how does this guy know this? Yeah. I mean, you're kind of just like sort of settled with what is. I mean, that's sort of the way of the Taurus. But you might, for a change, be just slightly curious about astrology right now, because Sun's passing through your 8th house. 8th house rules things like mystery studies, the occult, tarot, astrology, the I Chi Ching, the Tao Te Ching. I don't know. Yeah. I'm still trying to wrap my head around Dave Chappelle calling Rosh Hashanah Shana. I just can't even. It's funny. Anyhow, and I think Hanukkah starts this week on the 11th, so, or later this week. Maybe it's not till, it doesn't happen until next weekend. Okay, it doesn't happen until the 18th. My bad. So, I think for Taurus, it's just all about being grateful for the friends you have, for people can do things for you. When you feel like you're in debt or you're at loss, know that there's people out there that will help you. And one thing I've noticed about the 8th house is that you get a lot more help from others when you ask than usual. People are out there willing to help you, so let's work with that. Okay. Now we're going to Gemini. Okay. So, greetings Gemini, welcome to your horoscope. You know, Mars normally gives a big amount of motivation, but you know, Mars is retrograde. It's not going to go to direct till January, and you know, when Mars is retrograde, in Vedic astrology, we say it's like the sign of a yogi, someone who's looking within and knows that the real battle is self-discipline. And, you know, for Gemini, it's not necessarily known for a lot of self-discipline. It's sort of like the ADHD sign of like your mind going all over the place, looking at multiple different things. This is probably a good thing. And you know, I mean, sometimes I think of like Mars retrograde as like exercising, like going through your exercises backwards, you know, going through a routine backwards, doing things physically differently. It's interesting how like when you're climbing a mountain, it's actually more dangerous when you're going downhill, even though it's easier. And so it requires a little bit more focus. Sagittarius is your partnership sign, so this often inspires romance. And that romance could very likely deepen this week because of Venus is going to move into the 8th house. So tonight at 7:54 p.m. Venus moves into Capricorn and joins Mercury there. So you might be more interested in the occult. You might be more interested in astrology right now. And this is a good time to explore the unknowns, the mysteries. Greetings Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope. So Sagittarius is a sign that deals with health, deals with uncles and aunts for you, small pets, your own serving others, people you work with, especially if you work a service job. I work a service job besides being a professional astrologer, and I'm also a disc jockey on the local community radio station, KZFR. Some of you know me from there. KZFR.org if you ever want to hear it on a Wednesday morning Pacific time. You're working, you're serving other people, and just doing everything you can to keep your health good. Getting a little bit of sunlight, maybe taking some vitamin D3, but really focusing on good, healthy food, less sugar. It's hard, you know, because Christmas is all about cookies, and Thanksgiving's all about pumpkin pie, and Halloween's all about candy, and we sandwich all those holidays one after another, and boy, it can, you know, be a real stress on the kidneys and cause inflammation, and so just kind of like focusing on healthier choices in the dietary realm is going to make a big difference this week. Just kind of keep everything super chill, super nice, and plus the moon's in your sign right now, you know, today, tomorrow, through the first half of Sunday. Enjoy it, revel in it, do your best. Greetings Leo, welcome to your horoscope. You know, Sagittarius time is a good time for you. It's another fire sign, so be in your heart space, you know, that's all it's asking you. Be in your heart space, acknowledge your children, keep working. If you don't have children, you know, or if your children are grown and they don't need your attention, you know, keep working on your creative projects, keep working on generosity, donating to those who don't have as much, all of that. That's going to lighten your load, it's going to help you feel better. It's going to help this week go better. And so we've got the moon in Leo on Sunday afternoon, and it continues through Tuesday. So you've got, you know, 2.5 really cool days to kind of rock the Leo world. You know, that's what more could one ask for? All right, now we go to Virgo. Okay, so drink water. And let's do it. Greetings Virgo, welcome to your horoscope. Yes. Well, so much to think about, to consider, to be grateful for. Um, Wanting you to thrive, wanting you to do better than just survive, thriving. And Sagittarius, it is kind of like the homebody sign for you. It's the fourth house, which rules our home, it rules our parents, it rules our household, it rules fixed assets. And Mercury's in Capricorn right now in the fifth house. Venus is about to move in there tonight too. So it's like, what I'm thinking is that you're getting more creative, and you've got these really good creative ideas for the holidays, and you're really wanting to express yourself more freely right now. You want to be more open. You feel a little bit kind of like a homebody still. Most of you Virgo suns are actually Leo suns in the sidereal zodiac, and so it doesn't make sense, but no, they run things. What's a good leader? Good leader is somebody who's humble, who's not like lording over their energy over people. I think of sometimes Jimmy Carter, who wasn't really, he was a very transparent, non-egotistical kind of leader and ruler. He ruled very well until the coup came in and kicked him out in a lot of ways. I mean, he made some mistakes, was not perfect, but brought about this humble familial thing and this sense of forgiveness, of welcoming people that resisted the Vietnam War, went to Canada, back home. Come on back home. Come on back home. We want to give you amnesty. We want to forgive you. We kind of need that in the world. We need this jubilee. We need this forgiveness. And Virgo, since that Mercury and Venus both going in your fifth house, it's like, how can we open up our heart a little bit more this week? How can we be a little bit more loving? And it's there with Pluto. We can just transform, the way we love, and just let the light chase out all that black darkness. Well, greetings Libra, and welcome to your horoscope. I should mention Jimmy Carter was a Libra. He still is. He's still alive. It's amazing. I mean, he's 98 years old. I mean, it's like, wow. Well done, Jimmy. Life well lived. There's so many things to endure. We have a lot of things to endure. Sagittarius time, it encourages you to be courageous. Third house is a house of courage. It's a house of information. It's a house of working with your hands. It's a house of siblings. It's the library. It's where we get information. It's where we get to know our neighbors. It's about short trips and travel. It's about getting an education and learning things. So it's, third house people are often very quick-witted. They're ready to learn. They love to work with their hands, whether that's playing music, giving a massage, doing artwork or ceramics, carpentry. Third house people, they make stuff happen. So you have a good relationship with Sagittarius in the zone of just making things happen, and they're different from you. Sagittarius is more concerned with philosophy and what's going on. You're more concerned with your personal love life and making sure that your bank book is balanced and you don't put yourself in too much debt. It's easy to do this time of year, so we always want to, practice caution when things like that happen. So welcoming in that goodness, that is really where it's at. We want to welcome in the goodness. Okay. All right, so with that said, greetings Scorpio, and welcome to your horoscope. So Pluto's in the third house. Mars is in the eighth house. I think for Scorpios there's a lot of transformation going on, because the eighth house is a house of transformation, and that's where Mars is at. And the third house is 8 houses away from the eighth house, and so that's where that transformation leads to more transformation. Yeah. Sagittarius, they're a lot of fun. As a Scorpio sun in Western astrology, I could say that. Sagittarians are a lot of fun. They keep the games going. They really are. When they say you got game, that's Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules hunting. Hunting is like, you got to have game. And the thing is, the hunt. I think about this a lot, about especially men's relationships with each other. It's like the hunt really originally wasn't so much of a competition as it was a cooperative effort. Some men had better hearing. Some men had better vision. Some men could throw a spear better than others. Some men had better sense of smell. Some men could dream or just sense psychically where the animals were. All of them together made this great team, and they came back successful from a hunt. They were valued members of the tribe, and so, part of your making money, Scorpio, is like with Sagittarius, it's that hunt, what am I looking for here? And pay attention to those senses on that lower half of your face, your smell, your taste, and even the upper, your sight, your hearing, all of this, your sense of touch, it's all coming into focus. And so, and you're becoming wealthier, and your communication skills have gotten better, and your willingness to love and be creative. Now that Venus is in your third house, you're a very creative sign, so working with your hands, creating things, making things for people this year, just using that kind of craftiness as you're out and about, it's going to make for a blessing. You're going to end up blessing a lot of people that way. And this weekend looks great. I mean, Moon in Cancer, come on, that's the 11th house for you. I mean, that's the 9th house for you. And so the 9th house brings your father, your best teachers. You kind of need those people in your life, people that are going to help you. It's a good weekend for travel for you if you need to travel. I know that storm thing with Ardura doesn't sound great, but you're going to be okay. You're going to make it. Wherever you need to go, you're going to be there. And you can take confidence in that. And I just believe like some of your better qualities are going to come out this week. The pressure's off. It's Sagittarius season. Let them crack jokes and make you laugh. Well, greetings Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So I'm going to give out some Sagittarian birthday shouts to Christine Sataba, who's having a birthday this week, and to my friend Mitzi Pryor, who's having a birthday this week. Happy birthday to you. And to Holly, happy birthday to Holly. And all of my Sagittarian friends that are having birthdays this week. There's a couple that had them yesterday. I just want you to know that, Claude Jeffries, happy birthday to you too, and to over there in Long Beach, shoot, thinking of Barbara Manning, yes, happy birthday to you too, my friend. All these wonderful Sagittarian people in my life. May you be blessed, may you live long and conquer and thrive. I mean, sun's moving through that Vedic nakshatra of Jyeshta, the oldest sister, seniority, people who have excellence in their life. And Jeff Lee might be having a birthday this week too. So Jeff, happy birthday to you too. John Travaris, happy birthday to you. Yeah, we're doing good, Alec Binion, happy birthday to you, my friend. Man, the list just keeps growing in my mind of all these wonderful people. And this is your week to really put out that new vision. So we're starting out the weekend. Moon's in Cancer. Cancer is, it's transformation, occult studies, things like that. It's lay low. You can end up getting in debt real easy this weekend, be spending. So just kind of be careful, because I know you love to take risks, and sometimes you get a little bit overly generous, or with yourself, or maybe with others, and so it's just kind of like a little bit of discipline. That's going to help. It's going to go a long way. And then the Capricorn planets in the second house, Venus and Mercury, they'll probably be urging you to to buy things and stuff, but they also could urge you be practical about what you buy. Be practical in how you buy them. You know, be practical in what you eat. That it fortifies good health in your life. You know, I was just thinking of that. So I want to make good choices. It's hard not to want to fill myself up with just, oh, it tastes good. You know, it's like, well, that's pretty juvenile. You know, it's like putting an oil in your car because you like the way, the pretty packaging of the oil can, I mean, versus like getting the best oil. You know, it's at some point we have to kind of realize, hey, we're grown-ups, and if we want to stay grown-ups for a little while, we're going to have to take care of ourselves, you know. So I think that's in order for this week, and I think generally, like, you're going to be rocking it hard on Sunday afternoon through Tuesday, so you've got a few really good days coming up. Well, the moon transits your ninth house. So, bada bing, bada boom. Greetings, Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. Well, now you've got Venus and you've got Mercury as well as Pluto in your first house. I mean, you actually have more grahas or planets sticking around you than Sagittarius at the moment. But, I mean, which is good because, you know, Sun's in the 12th house. 12th house is a house of loss, and it's like, you know, I know last week I kind of bagged on you a little bit for not liking the holidays, and some of you love the holidays. I mean, some of you are into it. I know that, you know, but it's just kind of important to realize that this is a time for spirituality for you. This is a time to kind of recount everything that happened in the last year, because your solar renewal is coming up in a couple weeks, and so we want to be able to celebrate your life in the best way possible. You know, there'll be a new moon coming up at that, you know, not this week, but, you know, we've got the new moon on Friday the 23rd, so, God, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be excellent. I just think amazingly good things are going to be happening, and you're going to be a part of those amazingly good things, but do the spiritual groundwork. Make donation to the poor. Do work to kind of humble yourself and, you know, maybe not be so much of a spendthrift, and, you know, enjoy all the good things that are coming your way. I think you have been restrictive. I think you have been saving, and I think you have a better group of friends around you, and that really it's just time for you to work hard for what you believe in. Well, greetings, Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. You know, I think there's nothing really too remarkable about this week, other than it's time for you to make good social connections and to watch your health this weekend. You know, be careful about what you eat, and if you feel like you're overworked, this would be a good weekend to just rest and take it easy. Don't do anything too much. If you feel like you got the extra energy to do home projects or volunteer to work feeding others or giving socks to the homeless, I mean, all of that stuff it's good stuff. You know, that stuff will bring a lot of value to your life, especially if you do it on a Saturday. Lord Cheney loves that when you do that. You know, Saturn loves it when you help the poor with black things on a Saturday. The other thing is to note, you know, about pace yourself. Just keep working slow. Don't get too excited about anything. I mean, I know it's a party, it's a friend, it's a ball game, it's whatever's going on. But, you know, just be a reliable source and receive from others the good things. You're likely to make some money. You're likely to make some gains this week. I think things are looking really good for you. And even like the romance department will pick up on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That looks like good days for the romantic world of Aquarius. I know most of us like hearing that. You know, just keep on keeping on. You know, you're having fun. You're working out, you're working yourself, you're working out your kids. It's all going to be good. All right. Greetings, Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope. So it looks like a great weekend, really. I mean, Moon in Cancer, that's your 5th house. It should open up your heart. It should be like a really heart-opening good weekend. I mean, Sun's in Sagittarius, that's your midheaven, so this is your performance. You're performing for everybody. And I think some money's coming your way because of Venus and Mercury in your 11th house. I think there's some gifts being poured on you. We love hearing about that, you know. Somebody's going to make a comment, Kevin, where are my gifts? They're there. You missed them. Look, they're somewhere. They're hiding. I don't know. They're underneath the tree or something. I'm not sure. But, you know, your gift, our real gift is every day we wake up and we're alive, that we're breathing, that we have an opportunity, if we have sight and vision, that we can see things, that we can hear things, that we can taste things, that we can smell things, that we're able to walk, that we're able to move our bodies still. All of these things, you know, that we're not in great pain. If you are, I'm sorry, you know, or if you're in great pain, but there's drugs that relieve that pain, we're grateful for the drugs, you know. I mean, we can always find something to be grateful about, even in our most humble situation, and even the challenges of acknowledging pain and acknowledging that we're in need of healing. That is another place that we can go. And it's a place where we can go that's going to help improve our life. And as we move through this week, I mean, I think as we get towards the end of the week, you know, it's going to be a little more romantic, you know, come Wednesday and Thursday, and you'll be feeling a little more like, in the balance. And but for the most part, good things are coming your way, and share those good things generously with others. I want to thank you for this time with you. We'll just end it with this. Om Shanti 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 Om Tat Sat. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification, like. I love your comments. Please keep them coming. Share it with a friend. That really blesses me, and I'd like to move forward. It'd be great to reach 1,000 people. Thank you. It's Cosmic Kev signing out.